Unapologetic liberal talk. It's Tarabuster with Tara Devlin.
What's up, everybody? Hi, welcome to the show. Friday night, our Friday night gathering. Thank you for hanging out. My name is Tara Devlin. Thank you Jim on the chat. Thank you, Susie. You two moderators in the chat room keeping us safe over at youtube.com/C for channel/Tarabuster. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News, for your donations to the community cats and to the show, keeping the show going and growing. Thank you, patrons. Patreon.com, keeping the show going and growing. Patreon.com/Tara Devlin. All right, we got many. You have your marching orders, so go on out there and make the show. I don't know. Share the show with your friends and all that. We have a lot of work to do. We have our work cut out for us. That's for sure. And yeah. All right. Where do we begin? Thank you. I mean, I've been getting some feedback on don't take 20 minutes in the beginning to do plugs and things like that. So you guys give me your feedback. Change mode settings, says Andrea. What are you talking about? I don't know what that means. Change mode settings. Andrea, text me and I'm not sure what you're talking about. What that means. Change mode settings. Where, who, where? I have no idea. I don't know. We're in members only mode. How the fuck did that happen? On Twitch? How the fuck did that happen? I haven't even logged into Twitch. How would that be members only mode? Right? How the fuck is that? I mean, I have no idea how that happened. Let me see. Oh, God. How do I change Twitch from members on? Can you do that? You can't do that? Or not? I'm just asking. I'm not, accusing or anything. Members only. I have no idea how that would happen because I never go into Twitch, so rarely. Members only mode. So how would I change it if I didn't touch anything? You turn off members by disabling subscriber only chat or subscriber only stream. Okay, yeah, turn off subscriber only chat. Click on the cog. Where the fuck is the cog? I really can't do this now, so maybe we won't. I'm sorry. The chat on Twitch tonight is not gonna, come on over to YouTube. I can't. We gotta have a show here. I can't be doing tech on a fucking platform that I don't know. I'm stumbling around. All right. I'm sorry about that. I don't know how something changed, and there you go. All right. Just like I've been getting the feedback that we spend the first 20 minutes of the show doing bullshit like this, but what can you do? This is one person here. All I can say is support the show, become a patron, support the Substack and things like that. Become a member of the YouTube channel, and maybe one day I don't have to do everything, and we could get somebody in here who knows what they're doing, and we could just do a show, and they could do all the other bullshit that makes the show run. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. All right. If that's not a plug for the show, I don't know what the fuck is. So, all right. It's a lot of cursing on tonight's show. I'm in a very salty mood anyway, and I just got saltier getting that information because that's very annoying to me. I have no idea why it happened, and I wonder if I can make Andrea somehow make her a admin, but that's another thing. Anyway, whatever. This is what I don't know how to use Twitch anyway. And it's very complicated and confusing to me, it seems. So, yeah. I don't know. All right, where do we go from here? Now that the whole show has gone into the shitter. I don't even see it. Chat settings, mods only. No, because I look. Okay. There is nothing. Show messages. Fuck it. Anyway. Alright, I'm sorry, Andrea. YouTube.com/C for channel/Tarabuster. Come on over if you can, if you're frustrated by the Twitch feed. Okay, where do we begin? Well, one of the things that was very annoying. This is why I have fucking high blood pressure. You understand? Like, one day maybe the show won't start, and I'll just be. Everybody will be like, "Where's Tara?" Like, oh, she's passed out with an aneurysm. Go on without me. My aneurysm finally burst, and because I got high blood pressure too, so I could feel my blood pressure rising too. It's not good, and it's not good living in a country where it's constant stress, really. And we've talked about it before. I don't know if it's me. It's just me. Maybe I'm projecting, because I say it's very stressful being an American. I don't know what you guys think. I think it's where we have no days off. We have nothing federally funded or guaranteed. In other countries, for example, if you get a job at McDonald's in other countries, well, some countries you can actually live off of the McDonald's salary, because they believe that every worker, no matter where they work, should earn a living wage. And doesn't that make sense for society as a whole? But not in this fucking country, because this is another thing I want to talk about tonight. So two things. We'll start off, and then we'll see where the wind takes us. I have things on the board, but I am so sick of billionaires, of the billionaires. Okay, I'm sick of billionaires, period. But I'm sick of their whining. And I was writing an article for the Political Voices Network before I started the show, but there's so much content that I figured we could talk about it here. And also, there's many other things we could talk about in regard to these whiny bitch billionaires. Because Jeff Bezos, and this is the article, it's not finished. I did the video, and I'm writing an article to go with the video. It'll be up tomorrow on Political Voices. But Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, as we know. And he is, it's not a coincidence that not every, all right, but many, for the past few months, the editorial page has been filled with stories and commentaries and opinion pieces about how billionaires shouldn't be taxed. Okay? It's constant propaganda. And what's worse, you know what makes it worse, is not just the billionaires whining, it's the regular Joes, it's the average Joes who are chiming in. When you go into the comment section, they chime in and they agree with and sometimes you gotta wonder though too, because we do know that this country and the social media platforms that these people, that these billionaires, these whiny bitch billionaires own, that they are infested with Russian bots. So it makes you wonder who's really, supporting them. And I am tired of it. I am so tired of the propaganda. Now, the last show, I want to just backtrack a little, because the last show we had on Thursday, yesterday, we were talking about how Trader Trump put back, or he reinstated the presidential physical fitness test. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because, and later on in the day, I was talking to my aunt, and it came up, the baboon came up, we were talking about how there's a school in her town. She lives in New Jersey, and there's a lot of people getting laid off all over the New Jersey school district. Of course, because the big ugly bill. And there are people getting laid off in hospitals, and there are hospitals closing, and it's all coming home to roost, and it's only going to get worse. And this is because of the big ugly bill. And, because people are shit in this country. Working people are shit. We're all supposed to scramble out here, fight amongst ourselves for the scraps. Hold on, I'm going to lower this. And I brought up that, we were talking about the presidential physical fitness test, and she said, yeah, I saw something about that. Trump is bringing it back. And I asked her, did the corporate media inform you in the news why he brought back the presidential physical fitness test? Did they explain why it was discontinued in the first place? And she said, no, of course not. They just said, well, Trump is bringing it back, and Obama was the one that discontinued it. And you know why? And we went over this yesterday, so I'm not going to really dive deep into it. And I actually cut it out and did it. I put it up. It's up on the Substack and the Political Voices page. But the reason Obama did away with it is because they did studies on the presidential physical fitness test, and it was concluded over years, because that's what government does. When government does implements a policy, then they study it. Is it working? And if it's not working, let's adjust it. As FDR said, by all means, try something. But if it doesn't work, try something else. I'm paraphrasing. But don't just sit there with your thumb up your ass. You try something, and if it doesn't work, okay, let's adjust it. Well, the presidential physical fitness test didn't work because it caused kids to have stress, dread. I mean, these are the words that were in the study: dread, abuse, bullying, and it was separating kids. It was tearing apart the cohesion and camaraderie. So it makes sense that it would do that. If you're not as strong, or you can't do pull-ups in front of everybody, and you're not as fast, then it's an invitation for bullying. And that's why the president, the decent president, did away with it. And because of it's not because, oh, fuck it, we don't want kids to have physical fitness. They changed it to an individualized plan. They made it effective. So each kid, it wasn't a competition. Each kid would have their own physical fitness plan, tailored to them. And it was humane and positive. Unlike what Trader Trump just reinstated. And so the President Obama's physical fitness test actually fostered lifetime healthy habits by making it a positive experience. I mean, you see what I'm saying with these fucking Republicans? But the reason, I'm not bringing it up again because we want to go over it again, but I'm sure there are people here that weren't here yesterday that didn't hear that. And no one on the corporate media put the context in, did they? Not at all. This is what I'm sick of. And that's why I thank you for supporting this show and others like it, because you're not going to hear it any other place. The corporate media is, they got the millions of dollars. They don't have to sit there fucking around with Twitch streams and please become a patron. You know what I mean? But they're not. What are they doing? They're just the stenographers for a con man. Oh, I did away with it. It's good. We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back like nobody's ever seen. Well, wouldn't it be a relevant piece of information for the American people to know, well, why was it discontinued in the first place? And wouldn't that be relevant context to tell the American people that maybe you don't want this shit back? Here we go again. And why wouldn't you tell the American people, your viewers, that Trump is once again doing something simply because it causes pain to people? That's what it is. I mean, if the people heard the true context of what he's doing, they wouldn't support it. Why would you? For all the Republicans whining and bitching and crying, pretending to give a shit about health, right? They care about mental health, excuse me. They don't care about health. They don't give a shit about anything except money in their pockets. That's it. Money for themselves in their pockets. Or power, or slaps on the back, or something that fills that greed-centered, whatever that pit they have is, where they should be in therapy over. You know, their daddies beat them and called them the F word, right? And now they're inflicting their manias on everyone, turning this country into shit. They want kids to be traumatized. They want kids to bully other kids. No, not form communities with compassion and healthy habits. They want kids to beat each other up and laugh and mock and say, ha ha, fatty, right? That's what they want. That's what they're doing. That's what they're putting back in place, making sure that they thoroughly traumatize young people and set us up for the next school shooter. Oh, we care about mental health. It's not the guns, it's the mental health. Well, why you keep cutting mental health? Why do you keep making it harder for kids to have any kind of serenity and peace in their lives? Why would you want to do that, knowing the consequences of it? You see, it's only because Obama did it, right? Obama did it because he cared about the American people. He wanted the American people to be healthy and strong and grow up with emotional, what do they call it? Emotional maturity, not a bunch of Republicans. I guess that's what it is. They're making more Republicans. Sickening. It is, and it is because of the corporate media. Am I wrong? I haven't been wrong since 1963, and I wasn't even born yet. But I knew what was coming. When I was out there in the astral plane, I'm like, oh, fuck, again? I gotta go back? Yep, I guess so. Because I got a mission. And it involves saying, please become a patron. Please subscribe to my Substack. Please become... I'm gonna fucking hit myself in the head here. I'm telling you, I'm very tired tonight, so this is what you get. I'm tired, I'm cranky, it is what it is. This is what happens when I'm tired, I'm cranky. Look at me, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Look at my hair, my part isn't even centered. I have these fucking things on my finger. Because all my fingers, the reason I have these things, because I got like cuts on my finger. My skin is dry, and I like typing and typing and typing. You see? So, I'm falling apart up here, guys. I'm falling apart. And I did notice I've been putting up a bunch of shorts, trying to grow the channel, which is good. It's not bad, you know. And that also costs money, I gotta tell you guys. So thank you all for your support. Everything costs money. don't think I'm getting rich over here. This is like a labor of love at this point. But I put, the reason it costs money is because I'm using AI, something called Opus, to help create the clips. It ingests the show, and then it like makes some clips. It suggests the ones that might be good. So I put that up there, and it helps. It's helping get the channel. I wish I had done it sooner, really. And I don't know what happened, but one of the clips is, I somehow got into the Trumpanzee sphere. So there was a lot of Trumpanzee comments on it, and it was the one about, there was something about the passports. We were talking about Trump putting his filthy face on passports, and it's just shocking to me, really, when people still support that thing. That's what's shocking. This isn't when was it? When was the first time? 2016 anymore? I swear to God. This ain't 2016. Oh. VJ Kodak says, the offer to help you with production and motion graphics for free still stands. You offered that? I didn't see that. Sure. Sure. I don't know what I could do, but yeah. Now I'm spilling my coffee on my microphone. Maybe you could make something that says subscribe or something. I know what you're saying, like motion graphics. Make something that says end page or something. Up to you. If you want to do that, that's amazing. Thank you. See, we stick together, we win. But back to the story, and thank you so much, VJ Kodak. Thank you. Somebody posted, so it was about the fact that Trader Trump is putting his face on everything, and he put in particular the passports, which is go fuck yourself, right? And there were a couple of comments. Somebody wrote, enjoy your Trump passport. Like, go fuck yourself. And that in itself says to me, and actually I responded to this person. I said, well, thank you for validating the fact that Trumpanzees not only hate America, they're confused by America. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, and you know it, we're being honest here with each other, that if Obama put his face on the passport, which he would never do, I wouldn't like that. I would think this is fucked up. He would never do it, though. Because only someone who is fundamentally confused by America would do that. That's what he proves. Not only do these Trumpanzees hate America, they're confused by America. That's what Trump proves every time he puts his face on something. He's confused. He hates America. It might as well be a sticker, a sign, an engraving that says, I, Donald Trump, hate America. And then confused by what it's all about. And he clearly is. We know this. We've been watching him and enduring the madness since he came down the escalator tickling those racist funny bones like the fascist that he is. And so, that's how it should be reported on, too, that we don't do this. And that's why, don't just report it, corporate media. Don't just report, oh, Trump is putting his filthy face on the passport. Put it in context. George Washington's face wasn't on the passport, it wasn't on anything until the 30s, to the 1930s. And it would never have happened during his lifetime. It would never have happened. And the fact that he's doing it means he is a threat to the country. That's how it should be. It should be reported on and constantly hammered home. Why? Oh, you don't want Trader Trump to go wah wah? Wah, to cry? Well, let me see. I just saw this clip. He's such a monster. Oh, enjoy your Trump passport. Well, I would say enjoy your Trump passport, Trumpanzee, but you won't be getting a passport, I'm sure, because you don't ever leave your bubble. And nobody wants you anyway. You go anywhere. If you would ever go overseas, you would never go, because you don't have that intellectual curiosity anyway. And if you did, you'd embarrass this country with your lowbrow, ugly American behavior. There's an entire website, a Reddit site called Shit Americans Say. I don't know if you've ever perused it, but it's not written by Americans for Americans. It's written by the world about us. About the stupid, ignorant, backwards, arrogant bullshit that comes out of the mouths of the stupid Americans. We have a reputation. Unfortunately, we didn't earn it. You and I didn't earn this reputation. Republicans did. The people who vote Republican did. They're not, and that is the truth. That is the God's honest truth. Show me, right? Just show me an example of stupid, ignorant, backwards, racist, arrogant things coming out of the mouths of Democrats where the whole world is like, what? No, that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Give me an example. Maybe I'm wrong. I would say that it's not that that Dems are always right. That's not the point. It's just that there's a different type of person in the Democratic Party. That's why you become a Democrat. You are a progressive at heart. You're somebody that cares about other people. You have a basic intellectual curiosity about the world. You're capable of functioning in a diverse society. You don't shit your diapers because somebody has darker pigment or doesn't worship the same sky spook you do, or how you worship, or whatever. You know, you live and let live. Leave people alone. And you also care about other people. You're not triggered or want to eat or want to drink their tears. Right? Drinking liberal tears. That's why they like bullying people. They're very sick. It's, you know, it all comes down to a sickness. And so does the billionaires. They're sick too. We'll get to that in a minute. Those scums. Time for, I don't know, man. You know, I think about Hal Sparks, because whenever I say the French had a remedy for this, I think about Hal, and he's like, no, you don't want to go there. I'm like, I don't? Really? I don't? I don't know. They're kind of asking for it at this point. Yeah, I will stop at the terrors. Let's stop, you know, a little bit before the terrors. But we don't want to go there, really? Aren't they kind of begging us to go there? Aren't they daring us to go there? Aren't they really resting on the fact that we won't go there? Somebody's texting me. Oh, no. They're too safe and secure. They think that, these bitches ain't gonna go there. So we could just continue to screw them over constantly and ride them all to the bank. We can continue to be the parasites that we are, the whiny little bitch parasites, and ride them mercilessly to the bank. And what are they going to do about it? We'll tell them we're the job creators, not them. right? Which is bullshit in itself. That is absolute bullshit. They're not job creators. I don't care how much, if you're rich and what do you want to hire people for? Because you want to sell things, right? Ultimately to people. But if nobody has any money to buy things, if they're not earning living wages, then what is, I don't care how many widgets you think you want to sell. I mean, nobody's going to buy. So it's no job. You're not a job creator. Nobody does it alone. Hold on a second. Where's all my stuff? Be right back with this amazing show. Where is my stuff? God damn it. There it is. Right? Am I wrong here? No, I'm not wrong. Oh, but if one of these Trumpanzees comes in here, they'll be like, oh, no poor person ever gave me a job. Right? They keep begging for a trickle. Let's see, hold on a second. Maybe they keep on begging. They think that if they praise these billionaires, that one day they'll trickle on them. Maybe they'll get a little trickle in their mouths or something, and they'll really enjoy that. But yeah, it's the rich are not the job creators. It's demand from workers and consumers. That's what drives hiring. I'm not, an economist, but I'm not an idiot either. When people have decent wages, they buy more. Companies sell more. And then they need to hire more people. That's how it works. That's why in the beginning of Reaganomics, that's why George H.W. Bush, when he was vying for the Republican national, whatever, they were not the national, the Republican presidential nominee. They were all in the debate. Before he was Reagan's running mate, he was a contender. And he eviscerated Reagan, criticized him, called his economic bullshit voodoo economics. That's what he called it. It's voodoo. It's because it doesn't exist. It's magic. It's nonsense. And yeah, well, it is. It still is, and it never stopped being bullshit. So, entrepreneurs, the country we live in now, because the Republicans and the right-wing propaganda machines and the billionaires owning the platforms and the soapboxes, we've been constantly trained and inundated with the propaganda that the rich are the job creators, and the American dream is is being a billionaire. That's the American dream now, not a decent middle class life. That's what the American dream used to be, right? But they changed it. Oh, you could be an entrepreneur. Now an entrepreneurs are supposed to be that's like the highest form of life. They are the top as human development, human evolution. That's what they think, right? That's what we've been propagandized into. That's what they think of themselves, clearly. Peter Thiel, all of them. Jeff Bezos. They all think they are the pinnacles of human existence. That is for sure. And that's why we might have to educate them on it. And it really is for their own good, too. Because they're sick, It's never going to be enough for them. It's never enough. They don't want to contribute. They're hoarding. You know, they're scared, frightened. Oh no, don't take my 1 0 off my bank account that I will never miss to make sure that kids have food in their stomachs and people have homes and we can educate the next generation and people can go to the doctor and retire and take a sick day. No, 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 no. Don't take that 0 that I will never miss off my bank account. This is outrageous. Oh, the humanity. I wish. Show some humanity, but, you know, too late. Too late for them. And, okay, well, I want to play this clip of Trader Trump talking about reporters. You know, I guess maybe this is why they don't push back. They're afraid. They don't want Trader Trump to be mean to them. Listen to this shit.
Back there, fellas, huh?
So they're at the reflecting pool because Trader Trump, in the middle of destroying Earth by having this illegal and unconstitutional war of choice and distraction without congressional approval and popular support, to distract from the fact that he's all over the Epstein files committing crimes against children, he's staring at swatches, as he does. He likes to stare at swatches, he likes to look at curtains, and it's, you know, that's what he really wants to be doing here. He doesn't want to do the whole business of presidenting. He likes the trappings of the president. Like he wants to be a king, you know, like King Charles. He likes that. He wishes he could wear a crown and prance around and have people say, "Yes, my lord, yes." And so he is busying himself making the reflecting pool look like a tacky Vegas hotel, I don't even know, like part of their decor, their tacky decor. And the pool, they are putting some water in there that I guess it's under it looks like Tidy Ball, the color of Tidy Ball. Very tacky blue. He says it's some kind of, I guess, flag blue. Well, anyway, in the midst of destroying Earth by causing war and chaos and murdering people all over the globe without congressional support, blowing billions and billions and billions of dollars for no good reason, and then whining that we can't have health care. He's doing these vanity projects. Enjoy your, oh, I'm still thinking about that fucking comment. Enjoy your passport. Fuck yeah. Enjoy your, why don't you enjoy, I don't know, enjoy your trickle, I guess. See, those are kinds of people that don't see the light unless something affects them directly. Enjoy your passport. No, I won't enjoy it because I'm a patriot, you see, and I understand what this America thing is all about, unlike you. So maybe you would enjoy Putin's Russia more. Maybe you would enjoy North Korea. Enjoy that. Get the fuck out. Okay. Here's a reporter asks a question to the dear leader, the orange thing.
You are here against the backdrop of the war in Iran. Why focus on all these projects right now?
You know why? Because I want to keep our country beautiful and safe. Beautiful also.
Eat shit. You're not beautiful. Beautiful.
Place. It was Washington Monument, the Lincoln
No,
Memorial,
it wasn't.
and we had a terrible disgust. I don't know. You probably
Disgusting.
don't see dirt, but I do. And you walk
I
down
see
this-
dirt right
this
now. I'm
pond.
looking
If you
at
wanna
it.
Walk down, they'll tell you better than anybody. They had to take 11 or 12 truckloads of garbage out of that lake, out of that water. And it's
Bullshit.
sat there for years like that. And that's not what our country is about. Our country is about
You're garbage.
beauty, cleanliness,
Is it?
safety, great people, not a filthy capital.
What is the
That's
status?
such a stupid question you ask.
Oh,
We're fixing
poor
up
baby.
the reflecting
They asked the
pond to the
question.
Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and you say, why are you fixing it up? Because you
Yeah,
can
bitch.
understand dirt maybe better than I can, but I don't allow it. This is
I
one of
see.
the worst
I see a
reporters.
dirt bag.
She's with ABC.
Who's
going
gonna clean him up?
A horror show. She's saying, why would you bother fixing this up? Why would I bother taking...
Yeah, bitch, because you're a murdering con man, convicted felon, war criminal. So, yeah, we get the right to ask questions. Oh, but I guess let's not ask any more questions. You know, there are some of the White House press pool are nothing but lick spittles. You got to hear all the questions that were cut out. It's a disgrace. It's an embarrassment. They should be embarrassed for themselves, but that would take shame, and Republicans have none. And I don't know what timeline this is in. It certainly sucks.
12 truckloads of filth out of the water in front of the Lincoln
Who's going to take
Monument.
your filth out
That's
of the
what made our
water?
country great.
Out of the country. Make our country great. Look at his anger. He's so fundamentally unfit. Enjoy your passport. Oh, we want to make America great. Is that why we want your filthy face on a passport scowling at us like you scowled in your mugshot? We want your face, your filthy mugshot face with your dead sociopath eyes staring at us and staring at the residents of other countries when we go travel, that they got to open that passport and look at that filthy face, and then they all have to be reminded of how far this country has fallen into the toilet with your filth, dragged by that ball and chain called Trump. Right? Oh, filth. You don't like filth. You see the way he talks to people, talks to his fellow Americans. He has no decency. Zero. You don't talk to people like that. No one with any value, who wants to serve the public, talks to the public like that, talks to the press like that. It's so absolutely disrespectful, not to the reporter, to every American. And if Trumpanzees don't see that, I'm not surprised. Because they think what do they think? This is funny? This is fine behavior? I'm old enough to remember the Clinton years with Republicans. How they cried and, what about the children? What am I going to tell my children? What do you tell your children now? You should all be reported to CPS. Frankly, you take your children to these Trumpanzee rallies with that filthy con man baboon, convicted felon, convicted rapist, sexual predator, disco prowling creep. Oh, we gotta make our country beautiful. Oh, look at this lady. And he turns around. Everybody pile on, right, bitch? Right? She asks you a question. Poor baby is sundowning. He needs his nappy. He probably shit his pants and he's pissed, so he's projecting it outwards because he's a tiny, small person. No, who voted for this? You are all garbage people. Every garbage person voted for it. I mean, there's no excuse. I don't care. Oh, I'm an economic. I voted fiscals. I'm a fiscal Republican. Then you're a dupe. You're even worse. You're worse of a dupe. I can have more respect for David Duke, frankly, voting for him, right? He knows what he's voting for. I'm voting for the Nazism. I'm voting for very fine people on both sides. I'm voting for the racism. I'm voting for that. You know, that's who I am, right? Then you can respect that at least. They're honest. But somebody to say, I voted for him, you know, because of fiscal. Well, guess what? You voted for an illusion. You might as well have been voting for the Mark Burnett set. Right? Because it's all an illusion. It's all a performance. And this performance sucks. It's diseased. It's a disease in the body politic and in the world. And it is dragging this country into the pits that we will have to crawl out of. It's going to take generations to crawl out of this pit that this thing dragged us into. So he can crime and steal and grab and covet and lord over and fill that blank, that filthy blank hole of nothingness, of no love, of no decency, of no anything that is good and life affirming. There is nothing of that in this thing. That's why he needs to be such a bitch to people. And he needs all the gold trinkets, all the gold, put it all there in my empty hole of a shell of a personality. So he could at least tolerate being alive. That's what it's about. That's what, I mean, if you read anything about narcissists or sociopaths, they're the most miserable fuckers on the planet because they don't know what it's like to truly love and be connected to other human beings. They can't relate. They don't. It's all a show. It's all a mimic act. And they're miserable. Ultimately, they're miserable. So that's why they have to put experiences. They need to grab people by the pussy. They need to have constant validation. Because in there, it's a empty, nothing well that needs constant filling. And that's who he is. Ultimately, these malignancies, malignant narcissists, I mean, they're miserable people. Happy people, well-adjusted people do not behave like that. They don't go around talking to people like that. And then he goes off and off and off and off on it. Oh, look at this. Because he feels like, I don't want anybody to question me about my ineptitude, my stupidity, my swatch staring. Just give me more swatches to stare at. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another example of how confused he is about America. How he hates America. Anybody who loves America, you don't behave like that. You don't behave like that. The way you act, the way you're the president of the United States, the whole world is watching, and this is how you behave? This is what you got? That's what you got, right? That's all you got for us. You ask a question. What a stupid question. Why am I doing this? Why? Yeah, bitch. We get to question you why. All you had to say is, well, I want to make it nice. Why? Because he has no fucking excuse. That's why. Because he shouldn't be giving a shit about the reflecting pool or anything else or putting his name on anything. How dare he? And he knows he's a loser. He's an absolute loser. That's why he's like, the Iranians, they better come and make a deal. Please, pretty please. Because he's a loser. Guess what, Trader Trump? The Iranians aren't going to make a deal because they got you. They got you by the balls, bitch, and they know it. I mean, by the time they're done with this thing, the Iranians are going to be charging a toll at the Strait of Hormuz. They're going to be making buku bucks, Trader Trump, you know, he's such a loser. He thinks, oh, I'm going to get in with that. Maybe we'll both charge a toll. Well, yeah, what's, you know, if someone's making a bank somewhere, there's some grift happening. Trader Trump wants to know how he can get in on it. You know, I mean, make America great again. Oh, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. What a stupid question. No stupider than you. No stupider than the 72 million that voted for you.
Our country, people made our country great. A question like that is a disgrace to our country.
Disgrace to our country. You're a disgrace to our country, and you will be for time immemorial, immemorium, and immemorial. For all time, the United States will have to atone, just like the Germans have to atone for Hitler. They'll never live it down. But we will never live this down. And it's going to take a long, 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 long time if we ever want to get our good name. I mean, all the damage he's done to our country. Oh, you will never know. What a stupid question. Fake news. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You dementia-addled cretin. You filthy fascist dirtbag. You America-hating ghoul. Shut up and make it permanent. Lord, when is that great getting up morning? How long? Haven't we suffered enough? Jeez. Right? And it's all the same with these people, you know. The bullying. Oh, he's just telling it like it is. The Trumpanzees, I'm sure they like that. Because they're, you know, they hate America too. They're fucked up. They're sick. They like when their fellow Americans are abused. So, and they're confused about what it means to be a patriot, what it means to love your country. I mean, oh, God. All right, hold on. Let me look. What time is it? Whew, no wonder I got blood pressure problems. Really. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Yeah, I mean, and that's why I'm saying, like that, somebody else posted too, something about, oh, on the short that had the Trumpanzees posting, there was another one that said, don't talk shit about my president. And I wrote back, well, your president is shit. So, and actually to call him shit is to honor him, I pointed out, because shit has a purpose. It has a utilitarian purpose. What is the purpose of that thing? Yeah, nothing. There's no purpose to it except pain and suffering and shit we're going to be cleaning up and greed. So, yeah, all right. And one of the things when they, not just the great getting up morning, but the days of accountability, when they finally arrive, this Trump crime family, all of them, must be stripped of their ill-gotten gains. Everything has to be confiscated. Their accounts need to be frozen. And trust me, that thing that we just witnessed, the disgraceful antics of that thing, there will come a time, and you can bank on this, unlike Trader Trump's laundry list of petty grifts and crimes, but there will come a time when people who cheered that thing will only speak of it in shamed whispers. There will come a time when those who cheered Trump will be embarrassed to admit it, and they will speak of it in shamed whispers. Mark my words. I've been saying that for a while, but those days are coming, because this Trump, and the Republicans who voted for this thing, they only see the light when something affects them directly. Some of them are irredeemable and will never be reached, of course. Just like what happened at the end of the Third Reich. When Hitler took his life in the bunker in Berlin, there were many, many Nazis that followed him. And, yeah, not just Magna Goebbels and her family, and, Goebbels, Joseph Goebbels, Magna Goebbels, didn't want their kids to grow up in a world without National Socialism. Well, oh yeah, that's why the Republicans say the socialism is Nazism, because they're simpletons. Socialism has as much in common with Nazism as the Democratic People's Republic of China has with being not China, Democratic, the DPRK, the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea has in common with being a republic. That is the truth. Okay. Yeah, so Trump said, yes, we got a love tap. So, because he's so desperate for a ceasefire that he doesn't want to call this the Iranian shooting at American ships and the Americans and Americans shooting back, that he doesn't want to call that a violation of the ceasefire, but it's just a love tap. What a loser. What a goddamn loser. He's so lost. He doesn't know what to do, because that's the art of the deal. He's out of tricks. The art of the deal is a one-trick pony. Is it in the script? We saw the art of the deal with Mark Burnett's reality TV show. That's the art of the deal. That's all. You're fired, or some bullshit that they wrote for him in a script. He's not a deal maker. And we're paying the price for people being so stupid that they voted for someone. They said, oh, he's going to be a businessman. He's he's going to make America great. I saw him on reality TV. I swears. Edgar, it's going to be great again. You saw him when he fired that Meatloaf, and then Joan Rivers went in and she had her orange juice business, and it was so much better than the one that had Rob Blagojevich's. They beat them out by a mile with all the sales on it, and it was good. And then Trump was like, you're fired. And now I sound like, what do I sound like? Archie. Well, that's what it is. That's what they thought. They thought that we're going to make America great by tearing the country apart, by putting it in charge of a complete and absolute idiot. A lifelong con man with a history of sexual assault. Great. Who said he wanted to bang his daughter? All of those great Christian values like incest, and, well, that's all over the Bible. That's the part of the Bible he read. I don't know if it was in 2 Corinthians, but there is a part where, again, I think Lot's daughters gets him drunk and has sex with him, has sex with their father. Yikes. Archie. Yeah, and he's in a state of utter confusion. He doesn't know what to do. There's no deals being made. Oh, and you know, like last week we were playing the Iranian videos, the Lego videos. They're very good, and they had good songs too. And you know, when you compare the Iranian videos to the slop that's coming out of the maggot camp, not just, you know, like the Americans, this bullshit, the Trump crime family's response to the Iranian videos, it's all swings and a miss. You know, I'm holding all the cards, all the Uno cards. When Uno is a game where you have to get rid of your cards. So they can't even get that right. And all of the propaganda that comes out of, you know, I'm not saying our camp, because this is not us. He is not us. Unfortunately, he's, I don't know what, but it's, ugh. But when you think about it, you know, those videos we were playing, how the songs are great, the animation's great, the message is targeting Trump and the regime. It never goes after the people. It's really clever and smart. Hold on. And it's also, it is, what was I going to say? What was the thing? It was, it just goes to show you how they know nothing, you know, how inept they are at everything. They can't speak to the Iranian heart, right? Or the human heart. Because that's what got me about those videos too. Because it's really, there was that one where it's about art, and I love your culture, I just don't love your warmongering lobby and things like that. And I thought, how clever is that? Because art and music are universal languages, and they're connecting with the American people on that, and then they're making these killer songs that are, you know, you think about and you like. I mean, they could win a friggin' Grammy. And then you compare that to Trader Trump and Pete Hegseth releasing videos of SpongeBob and then something blowing up. It's so amateur hour. It has no emotional intelligence attached to it. There's no cleverness. There's no attempt to reach anybody's heart, any human, because they're not human. And I think that's what the overarching theme of the whole regime is. The whole Trumpanzee maggot regime is how inhuman it is. It's a pantomime of humanity. Everything is a performance. They can't actually do the job, so they have to act. It's somebody who fundamentally has a confusion about what it means to be strong. They're so weak. They don't know what it means to be strong, so they go, I'm gonna kill you, and no mercy, no quarter. They think that's strong when they're no, you're embarrassing yourself. Please stop it. You're revealing just how weak and small and afraid and how out of moves you really are. So please just stop it. And there's no getting through to them. They're a lost cause. They're a done deal. So nothing's gonna happen here as far as Iran is concerned, because they have all the cards. Because what does Trump say? All he can say is, oh, one day we're gonna turn Iran into glass, right? You're gonna see a big glowing orb in glass. That's what he says. He's not going to do it. Nothing like that is going to happen. He thinks that the Iranians are going to be like, oh, yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. No, my lord. No, they know you're weak and small. And everyone hates them and Trump. You know, everyone. Except for that 35% of authoritarian followers who will never let go, because they are just like all humans. You know, there's 35% who are authoritarian followers. There's a lot of stupid people in the world, and and there are a concentration of them in the maggot cult. And they're looking for this con man to save them from the scary, complex world that the American experiment, that's the thing. That's the problem with the American experiment, is that it expected too much of the Trumpanzees and the right wing. For, the founders thought that people like that could rise to the occasion if they were only educated and informed, but Republicans did away with all that. At every turn, they make it impossible, because that's not what they want. They want the American people to want a king. It's the truth. They're dragging us back. I mean, they're not just rolling back the New Deal. They're rolling back the American Revolution, and never forget it. Never, ever forget it. Where the hell are you guys? Where's my YouTubes? Uh-oh. Did I close it? Oh, no, here you are. So, yeah. All right, let's move on. And what I wanted to talk about next. Where is it? And now I'm thinking of that song that we would, the Iranian song, There's this, from your flag to the home, there's this, I can't remember. There's a bridge made of gold, but your leaders keep burning every story that's told. I mean, it's like sticks in your head. Well, in my head. It's a good song. They should win a Grammy. They should. But, I mean, what a loser Trump is. Only a loser like Trump can make the Iranian regime sympathetic, right? Only him. That's how much he sucks at being president, at leadership. He's not a leader. Never. He's never been a leader. And that's why all the lickspittles like Mark Wayne Mullen over here and the rest of the Republican enabler cult, that's why they're even worse. They're more pathetic, because Trump is not a leader. He is a derivative, dementia-addled dirtbag. Want to talk about dirt? Getting rid of dirt? Get rid of that dirtbag first. That'll clean up everything. Well, that's a great place to start. So, as everyone knows, our great Mayor Mamdani, I can't talk. Mamdani, sorry. I have a hard time saying that word, but I love Mondani. What the hell just happened? Son of a bitch. What the fuck does that do that? Just made a copy and everything went off the rails. I was just trying to like make it bigger. No, that's one thing I don't like about Ecamm. So I have to set it up all the time. All right. Let's play this news report. That'll be an intro to what we're going to talk about, because Mondani is fulfilling his promise of taxing the rich, and the rich are losing their minds over it. The poor babies are really having a problem with paying their fair share of the price of admission into a civilized society. They're fine with America being the least upwardly mobile, with the widest income gap between rich and poor. They don't mind that, where the American people, where over 50% can't take care of a $500 emergency, and the majority of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, things like that. They're fine with that. They like you nice and desperate. But I'm really hoping that we are getting to the point where we're sick of it. So let me play this.
Once again taking aim at Mayor Zohran Mamdani.
Wait, hold on. I'll start from the beginning.
Billionaire hedge fund CEO Ken Griffin is once again taking aim at Mayor Zohran Mamdani as their feud over the pied-à-terre tax continues to escalate.
Jesus
and in just
Christ.
a few hours, the mayor will be making a housing announcement. Eyewitness News reporter Phil Tate is live in the Morrisania section of the Bronx with more on all of this. Good morning, Phil.
Yeah, Tanya, Pedro, good morning. In just hours, Mayor Mamdani is expected to appear outside of this Morrisania apartment building just right behind me, and that's as the city has reached a settlement against the property owner at around $31 million. Now, I just spoke with someone who lived in that building off camera, who tells me that, yes, there have been a ton of issues, from elevator outages even to lack of heat and hot water. Meantime, we are watching the fallout of this feud between Ken Griffin and the mayor, as they're not quite seeing eye to eye when it comes to those taxes on second homes that are quite expensive amid New York City's ongoing budget challenges. You may remember this video posted weeks ago from the mayor outside the home of hedge fund CEO owner Ken Griffin, saying he should pay more taxes on his $238 million penthouse. His chief operating officer had questioned whether a planned Midtown construction project would move forward following the attack on Griffin. The project, the redevelopment of 350 Park Avenue, that would create 6,000 construction jobs.
See, they want us to be like, oh no, don't tax the rich, otherwise they won't make us those jobs. Well, you know, as FDR said, we will miss you. Right? They're, oh, we're going to take our projects elsewhere. Well, take it to wherever take it to Kentucky. Take it to Alabama. Good. Then you'll be in Kentucky and Alabama, though. That's the problem, right? So fuck off. You don't want to go away. Go away. We'll be fine. You don't want to pay your fair share? Too much? You know, the billions of dollars, that's not enough for you in your pocket, right? You don't. No, we should all be genuflecting to him.
15,000 permanent jobs. At a conference in California, Griffin said he would probably go through with the project, but the mayor's video left him to expand his base in Miami, calling it an immediate and direct consequence of the mayor's poor decision.
Yeah, fuck
what the
you,
mayor of New York
poor.
has made clear to my partners, and principally my New York partners,
Oh, you bitch.
is that we
You
need to double down
bitch.
on our bet in Miami. Because
Then go.
we want to be in a state
Do it.
that embraces business, that embraces education, that embraces personal freedom and liberty.
Oh, okay.
And that embraces people having an opportunity to live the American dream.
See, the American dream is being a billionaire and shitting on everything and not giving a shit about anybody else but yourself. And give me a break. You want to go to Miami? You think Florida embraces education? good luck. Go, then shut up. Then we'll find rich people that want to live in New York, want to live in the greatest city on earth, the economic engine of the country. It's not in Alabama, it's not in Miami, but maybe you can make it that way then. Then go fuck off. And we'll continue to make a country and a community that works for more than just you. Because your day is coming. It is true. People are seeing the light. It's, and I don't know, not soon enough for me, but.
And the mayor's office responding to those comments, saying in part, quote, Mayor Mamdani wants all New Yorkers to succeed. That includes business owners and entrepreneurs who create good paying jobs and makes the city the economic engine of America. It also includes Ken Griffin, who is a major employer in our city and a powerful figure in our economy. Now, we also know that Governor Hochul did meet with Griffin and did have quite a talk where she did praise Griffin, as he is, again, a big voice here in our city. We will be standing by to hear from Mayor Mamdani this morning at his news conference scheduled for 9 a.m. We are live in the Morrisania section of the Bronx. I'm Phil Tate, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
You see, they want us all to be in a complete subjugation. They want us to be their supplicants. But enough is enough. You know, we've already run this experiment where they don't want to pay their taxes, right? The greatest period of shared prosperity in American history came when the wealthy were paying a 91% top marginal tax rate. FDR's New Deal. So that's the great prosperity. A single income could buy a house, raise a family, retire. So give me a break with this shit. This is enough. Reaganomics gutted that tax code, of course. Now, wages and economic, what do you call it? Not just, I mean, it's just income, not just income disparity is wider than it was in ancient Rome now. Let's see, I'm writing an article about this. And it'll be up tomorrow, but it's just so frustrating and annoying. But, you know, it's all connected to what we were saying tonight. How the corporate media doesn't explain, it doesn't say these things. Why don't you tell the American people the history of this country? That right now, Jeff Bezos, for example, pays an effective tax rate of 0.9%. And in the last few years, he's paid nothing at all, nothing in federal taxes. Zero. We've paid more. You and I, people who work. And they're just a bunch of whiners, unpatriotic parasites. They have no problem with millions of Americans who have no health care, with no education system. He's talking about education system? Well, fucking pay for it. Oh, we want to go where they embrace education like they do in Florida. No, they don't embrace education in Florida. They embrace racism in Florida. They embrace hating gays in Florida. So go. You know, they're always whining and bitching, but they never seem to move. Why don't they go and go Galt already? That's what I want to know. Why they don't simply go Galt. Like Atlas Shrugged. They're always going, oh, go Galt. We're going to go Galt. Well, go fucking Galt. Shrug already. Who is John Galt? The funniest thing that I've seen, not all, but I've seen other funny things, but I'm sure you've seen it too. There are pictures of right-wingers, not Trumpensies. They used to go around, like during the teabagger days, they would carry signs, regular, average dumbasses carrying signs that said, who is John Galt? And Atlas Shrugged. Like they think they're, they think they're John Galt. John Galt is a one of these characters in this poorly written thing that the sociopath Ayn Rand put together, saying that, oh, the rich are so put upon that they will shrug and they'll take their, I guess, themselves, their marbles themselves, all their genius and leave. Well, good. Go to a desert island. Go Galt. I don't understand what is holding them back from going Galt. I mean, this is nothing but a tantrum. It never stops, though, the tantrum. Oh, and what else did he say? Hold on. We don't need to look at this guy. Come on, Tara Jr. Here. He's here. He's here. Why? Why must you join the show? Huh? I don't want you biting the cords, please. That's the problem. He will start biting things. Let me just go back here. Oh, and they were all upset because Mondani put this video together saying we're going to tax the rich. And they were like, oh, it was so creepy. It was so creepy, that video he put together. This is why you don't want the rich to own our newspapers, to have, they own everything. To have the newspaper, TV station, social media. So all we get is their whiny bitch point of view. Oh, everybody's picking on us. My zero on my bank account. He said, so Ken Griffin said that. That's what he said, that Mondani's video was creepy and weird and frightening. He said it was frightening, actually, because it invoked the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. So he's like, I'm a victim. Threatening. I feel so under assault. And isn't it the case with these things, with these parasites? They're such victims, just like Trump. Oh, I'll never get the Nobel Peace Prize. Even the woman who won it, she said I deserved it, but I stopped 8 wars and no one gives it to me, and I'm so put upon. Everything is so unfair to me. And so he said, oh, I'm a victim. Just like the murder of a CEO has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Taxing you is not akin to a murder. Right? It's like they're so fucked up. And that's why I say it's time to tax them for their own good at this point. You want to tax them. They need to be taxed because they need help. You got to take away. It's like an alcoholic that needs, complete abstinence is the only cure. Here's the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show, but we will win. Thank you, Charlie, from APS Radio News. We are on the right side of history. Decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Become a patron. Patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Check out Charlie's APS Radio and APS Radio News. Download the little app. Listen to classic rock and oldies all day. We need to do that. Sometimes. I do. And, all right. Thank you, guys. We're back. We're back. Oh, my God. Yes, honey. All right. I hear you. I know. It's unbearable. Oh, it's unbearable. It's so unbearable living in this timeline. Would they go Galt already? Hold on a second. I'm trying to look up where was it? Okay. He also said, where's the other one? All right, relax over here. You hear him? Why are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling at me? Hmm? Here's another one. You see these assholes? Not you, not Tara Jr. Tara, you're getting on my nerves now. Oh shit. What is happening? Now I got music blaring in my ear. This happened before. Alright, now we're gonna have to. What the fuck was that? Where did that come from? Tara Jr. I'm not gonna get yelled at here. I don't understand why he's yelling at me. That's Tara Jr. I mean, all right, get down. That's it. You're done. Go away. All right, where were we? I lost it now, because see what happened? This is, become a patron. That's all I can tell you. Maybe one day. The whole plot now, thanks to Tara Jr. Jr. I love my cat, don't get me wrong, I love him. Like nobody's ever seen. I just don't love when he bites my microphone when I'm doing the show. And now I lost the fucking thing that we were talking about. And everybody, thank you for putting up with it. It's part of the show. I guess it's maybe part of the charm of the show. At least you get to see pictures of Ray and Boudica every now and then. They are the screensaver on my Safari. And, okay, so this guy, Steve Roth, they were all going after Mondani because he wants to tax them. This is, I mean, it's really an absolute tantrum. It's a coordinated tantrum from Billionaires, and I am so tired of it. I'm sick of it. I don't know about you. They really need to stop, because, and well, not just because, but it is indicative of the fact that they're certainly not afraid enough, you know? Like, it really is indicative of the fact that I'm trying to, how do I put this? It's like the Met Gala gathering where they don't even feel the need to hide how ostentatious they are. They're the Bezoses in particular, and the whole thing in this country where people are losing their health care and everyone's struggling. You know, the majority of Americans are struggling. People are losing their jobs, and they're all over the news. We're hearing how, it's harder to make ends meet. And we get these whining assholes comparing themselves to put upon victims, and as if they're in a protected class. That Mondani taxing them, talking or going through with his campaign promises of taxing the rich, is now akin to being abused racially. That they're a protected class of citizen. And it's all it is just it's a surcharge on homes, non-primary homes valued at $5 million plus, and projected $500 million a year for child care, sanitation, public safety. You got a problem with that? 93% of New Yorkers support it. So, Griffin's $238 million penthouse, that's what we're talking about. That is the home that, he's bitching about, that Mandani did the video in front of, and woe is me, whiny me, I'm gonna move. Well, move. Fuck off. Griffin's, that house, $238 million penthouse, is the most expensive home ever sold in America. But don't tax him, because then that's sort of like he's a victim. And, it's Mandani's poor policies. This guy who has a $238 million penthouse, a second home, not even his first home, okay? It's just a home that is lying vacant for whenever he wants to fly in. Well, why don't you fly into Alabama then? Fuck off. Right? New York is the greatest city on earth. Then don't go here. Don't leave. Go away. Go to Alabama. Make Alabama great again. Make Kentucky. The moon over the meth lab in Kentucky. Make it great again. He's saying it was frightening. So frightening. That's unbelievable. You talk about, and he's comparing himself to Brian Thompson, the guy that was killed over health insurance denials. He's using that as a shield for his second home tax bill. The gall of these people. And it's really, I don't know what the hell that is. It's professional victimitis. And this guy, this fucking guy here, Steve Roth, CEO Steve Roth, they all slam Mandani. He slams Mandani during a real estate call. Oh, you poor bitch. You poor whiny bitch. He's just like Trump. How old is he? He don't look young. Let me see. How old is he? How old is Steve Roth? Let's see. He's 83. Oh, you poor thing. What are you going to do? You might run out of money. And then what'll happen to you? You'll be on the street. You'll have to sell your body. What are you going to do? You'll have to drive an Uber maybe. Or, well, if you can't afford a car, you might, who knows what you could do. I'm sure you could do DoorDash or Instacart. Try, just try. Oh, there's what the hell just happened? There's all my notes. All right, Tara Jr. What the fuck just happened there? Tara, you're fucking getting on my nerves here. He's like scratching at my legs. I don't understand. Why? Why are you doing that? What the fuck, man? What is it? I don't get it. Speak English. I love you, but I taught you English for a reason. Come on, you want to come on? Is that it? Come on, come on. There we go. Just sit there and be quiet. All right, better? Listen to that purr. He's a purr machine. All right. This is Friday, and this is the way it is on Friday, so relax, everybody. And thank you for hanging out, you know. This is the show. Thank you for being a patron, if you are. Patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Thank you. Maybe he wants food? No, he's got food. He's got food. He ate, and he has some dry food. So he can eat that as a snackaroony. I want him to eat it whenever he wants, because he's old. Look how good he is, though. Look how good when he's being good. When he's not being good, he's being annoying. But I love him. Okay, yeah, you. Listen to his purr. He's such a good purrer. Come on, purr. Purr for the Tarabuster fans. The fam. Okay. Where was I? You see, there are other things I had on the plate today. But it happens. Oh, no. No biting. You see? No biting. No biting. Sit down. Sit down. Somebody wrote me once and said, I'm going to have to cancel my patronage because you have the cat on too much. And, you know, what can I say? This is not shot in a studio. It's shot in my house. And the cats live here. So, you see what I'm saying? You can't please everybody. You get critiques all the time. They're like, do this, don't do that, don't do that, don't do this. Say this, don't say that. I try, yeah, I don't mind feedback. Somebody wrote me and said, don't use ugly pictures of Trump on your thumbnails. And I said, I get it. So now I'm aware. Okay. I will try not to. What's this? Okay, please play the 5 from last night. Oh, really? Can you find me the link for it and I will play it? Can you put the link in the chat there? And we can do that. I'll do it. Fuck it. Fuckity fuck. Fuck these rich fuckers. We could talk about that for the last half of the show. If you can. Let me see. Where's the other thing? Because the other thing I wanted to... Man, whatever. It's too long. We could do that maybe Tuesday. Because I wanted to figure out what's going on with the gerrymandering. I'm going to just review it quickly. Yeah, we know these rich fucks are sociopaths, and they need to... They really need... This is the thing. Look, we can wrap it up with this. They have to... well, how can we put it? Make billionaires afraid again. Not that they were ever afraid, but there was a time in the French Revolution... They were so afraid after a while that what was it called? Where they all got together. Let me write this down. What was it called? I'm asking the AI. In the French Revolution, where the rich and they abandoned their noble titles, and they also gave up all their wealth, and they were like, I am contributing. Like, they were tripping over each other to do it. It was that, or they knew what was coming. And it was all done without being prompted. But they did it because they knew if we don't do but they were presenting it as we're doing it because we're so patriotic. Gave up their titles. So that's where I'd like to get this country, where the rich are simply behaving better. And I'm not saying, whatever. I'm talking about the morbidly rich. Yes, and this, okay. You're probably thinking of the August 4th decrees. Come on, man. No. Oh, boy. The August 4th decrees, and more broadly, the abolition of feudalism. Yes, and the noble privileges during the French Revolution. On the night of August 4th, 1789, the National Constituent Assembly passed what are known as the August 4th decrees, which abolished feudal dues and the legal privileges of the nobility and clergy. In that session, some nobles and clergy dramatically renounced and sacrificed their feudal rights, titles, and privileges in a wave of so-called patriotic enthusiasm that they were gently coerced into mustering. I think that we have to do that too. To these guys, when you're 83 years old and you're a man, and you don't have enough money, and but yet you have billions of dollars in your bank accounts all over the world. You have multiple homes, you have zeros on your bank accounts you will never spend in a million lifetimes, but you live in the least upwardly mobile country that used to be the most upwardly mobile. And you got a problem with that when you compare the slogan "tax the rich" to being verbally assaulted like a racial slur. There's something fundamentally wrong with you, and that says to me that society has gone off the rails, that the American people have been entirely too nice to the rich. We have been entirely too entirely too weak. We have become the doormats here. This is a result of Reaganomics. It was always going to end here. And if they're not careful, it will end with the French Revolution. It always does. And I'm not saying that. I'm not going to be, I'm not out there saying let's get them with the pitchforks at this point. But it will go there. Haven't they read history? It will eventually get to that point. So come on here. We created this monster. We created him. The Republicans want him to continue, of course. They like it. They want his money. They want his donations. They don't care that he is a threat, like that all billionaires are a threat to the system that the founders fought a revolution to create, that passing on wealth tax-free is a threat to the system that the founders fought a revolution to create. They don't care. That's the system they want. They want a system of serfs and lords. So, clearly, and this is the kind of stuff you don't hear on corporate media. And according to if I had my dream, we wouldn't be in this boat, because every day the corporate media would remind the American people of the abominations all around them like this. And they would remind the American people that the United States has worse inequality than than they had in ancient Rome. That is not sustainable. Let me see. Did we get the link yet, or not? Can you put links in the chat? Unless, where is it? I don't know. I don't know the clip you're talking about. Unless you put it in there. Please play the 5. I would. The 5 from last night. I mean, we're not. That's why I need the link, because we're not going to go through the whole show. Let's see. Uh-oh, he's back. He's back. No, go lay down. Sometimes I put the air conditioner on. He goes by the air conditioner. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Hey, see? AC's on. Go. Go, go, go. See? There he goes. Uh-oh. He turned around. Don't look. Don't look. That was a good one. Somebody find the link, man. I tried to post the link. It's on the special relationship channel. What the hell is that? Special relationship channel. All right, let's see. I'll ask the AI to give it to me. Give me the 5 from last night. Let's see if it does it. Recent blow-ups. A widely covered segment. So this will be new to me, too. Jessica Tarlov gets cut off by Greg Gutfeld as tempers flare on the 5. Oh, is this it? I don't know how she does it. Is this the right one? Go lay down.
It's all a psyop, and that's where the problem is here. No, listen, there has been long history of accusations of financial impropriety at the SPLC. This writer, Bob Moser, who worked there, he said he suspected he was working at a, quote, highly profitable scam. So
really?
That's,
wow.
Yes, because I
Is
researched
that the one?
segment. So that exists for sure. But the jump to what Jesse just said, that racism and white supremacy in this country is just a psyop, is ludicrous.
No,
and you're
no,
looking, you just did, you literally said psyop. Roll the tape.
You beat us over the head with charges of racism
and it
for
was
the last
just a
decade,
psyop.
and it's because they have a $1 billion
Jesse.
endowment,
Stop it.
and they're in bed with the
First
media
of all,
and the Biden administration.
It was 1% of the SPLC's budget that was doing this, and let's see it play out in court if it gets there. I want to see exactly what's going on, if these donors do feel like they were defrauded from this. But the indictment itself is being spun by people that want to argue what you're arguing, Jesse, which is that we just all love each other and we don't have a white supremacy problem, that it's manufactured, that these hate crimes were staged, right-wing protests were fake. Just because one informant within the organization that put together Unite the Right rally was being paid by the SPLC does not mean that it was fake. Hundreds of white supremacists showed up.
Doesn't mean it was fake.
That white supremacist kid who showed up at Walmart to kill 23 brown people in Buffalo, Tennessee.
It's true somewhere. That's the argument.
Synagogue.
It's true somewhere. Whenever there is a hate crime hoax, Jessica, and it's exposed,
hate crime hoax?
The liberal goes, Justice Smollett, anyone?
No, I didn't
how about
say
the
anything
banana
about
peel
Justice
on the bench?
Yeah.
How about
the
the
private shooter
at the
is a
racetrack?
banana peel? What hoax have you actually? Hundreds of people showed up at the Unite the Right rally that weren't this informant, that weren't persuaded by his vehicle that got them there. Which
Who was the informant?
I don't.
You don't know. Was it the? An informant is not a leader.
Do you think
it's awesome?
Smug ass face.
But it's not real?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Are you
All I know.
God, he's such a moron. Wait, hold on. I'm just checking. Is that the right clip, you guys? That's the link? Or this is the link.
Segment. So that exists for sure. But the jump to what Jesse just said, that racism and white supremacy in this country is just a psyop.
Oh, okay. Or is this the link?
No, but why do your peers?
Oh, okay, hold on, it's very loud. God, Gutfeld, what an irritating. Ugh.
I'm doing it, Scott Jennings. No, but why do your peers? I'm doing it, Scott Jennings. Get your finger out of my face. No, why do liberals care that we like him? It's because.
Wait a minute. What the hell happened?
In this video, Fox News host Jesse Waters and Greg Gutfeld tried to corner Liberal co-host Jessica Tarlov, but the plan completely backfires. Tarlov systematically dismantles their MAGA victory lap before delivering a devastating reality check on evangelical hypocrisy that leaves the entire panel stunned. Let's get into it.
All right, Dana, I know the redistricting is, it's an aggressive strategy, but the media built this up pretty high. The Trump, this is a big test whether he still had clout.
Right, and so they were hoping the answer was no. And I think what the Trump political machine showed is they still have money, they still have organization, and they're really good at beating other Republicans.
They are.
So will they be as good at beating Democrats in the fall? We'll see. Possibly. The Democrats don't have as much money, and they don't have as much organization as he has. So I think the Republicans benefit certainly from having him be in the lead. And I know it's kind of frustrating sometimes for the White House to say, well, why aren't these guys pulling their weight? They should be out there talking about the big, beautiful bill. But I mean, the other thing is, though, President Trump dominates the headlines. He wants to dominate the headlines. He blots out the sun. And so they can't really complain also that they're not out there because the president drives every media cycle over and over again. One thing I'm really interested in is how unpopular, both parties are unpopular. Congress is unpopular, everything's unpopular. But the Democrats have this unpopularity problem, and how they figure out how to deal with what we were talking about in the A block, which is the rift, even though Obama doesn't think it really exists, but
this is like a 12-minute
far left
clip.
progressives looking like they're edging out establishment Republicans. And does that mean, establishment Democrats?
After getting completely embarrassed by the actual polling data, the conservative host needed a lifeline. Following a brief tangent where the panel pondered a post-Trump future, Greg Gutfeld attempts to change the subject by praising Trump's interactions with children. But this bizarre pivot quickly devolves into a direct confrontation as Gutfeld demands to know why liberals care so much about his personal support for Donald Trump. He was not prepared for the answer.
All right. Who is that person talking?
Does that mean it gives Republicans a better chance to have better margins, or at least certainly keep the Senate, or keep Democrat wins down to just single digits?
Yeah, that's a risk for sure. Jessica, aren't you glad we brought back competition? Obama kind of watered everything down. You just had to participate. You got a trophy. Now we're going to have kids boxing each other.
Oh, yes. No.
Getting in really good shape.
This is what we were talking about. Oh, don't get me going.
Yeah, the FIFA Peace Prize winning president that brought back real competition.
That's right.
Okay.
Drop and give me 20.
All right. I agree with everything that Dana just said about last night's results. Also bragging about 5 of 7 races in a state that Trump won by 19 points does not seem like the own that the Republicans think that it is. And we'll see what happens if it's even a Trump plus 10 state, for instance. And also, I think one of those seats that now has a super MAGA Republican is actually a swing district. So we'll see if that ends up hurting them longer term. But I get it. It's the immediate dopamine hit.
No, but why do your peers?
Libs or whatever. He's intervened in redistricting quite a bunch, and he has lost on that front quite a bunch. Virginia and California lost on Prop 50, then tried to use his DOJ to politicize it, gets up to SCOTUS, and SCOTUS says, actually, no, they can use the map that the people legitimately chose. It was a ballot measure. That's how democracy works. And I get it. You got to put your best foot forward. You want to be in campaign mode. But this victory lap against the backdrop of approval ratings in the low 30s, the war in Iran is now more unpopular than the Vietnam War, which nobody's a fan of. 25% approval rating on cost of living, which is the #1 issue to people. our economic anxiety index at the lowest in recorded history, and Democrats are now up +10 on the generic ballot. I don't want to be a Jesse Waters and say blue tsunami coming our way, but if this is what's really exciting you at the moment, you are not paying attention to, what is it, the forest through the trees?
That is a good way to describe
Okay.
it. I
I'll
did
end
not
on that
choose this segment to do on the 5. Just saying, I'm not all excited about.
Do you want to switch?
What's going on?
Greg Gutfeld.
Look at I drew.
Oh, you
Like
love
these?
redistricting.
Yeah. Boy, was this a topic or what? Huh? What were you drawing at home? Look, I want to talk about Trump and kids.
Let's do it.
Come on. That was what this
He
segment
raped
should have been
kids.
about.
What?
He was talking about Iran.
Yeah, he said they were going to die.
They were going to die. How do we not talk about that? I love how he doesn't talk down to kids. He told them the specifics, the grisly facts about war. Now, you could argue he should have tamped it down, but it speaks to the nature of
You
Trump
could argue
and that
that
his
if
critics
you
get wrong,
weren't
which
an
is he
asshole,
doesn't talk down or condescend, whether you're a child or a woman, Dana.
Talk down to
Yes.
condescend. Talk down or condescend to a child. He's telling them that he's going to kill people. He's traumatizing these people, these kids.
Talking down.
Oh, thank you.
He will,
It's not funny.
He doesn't care if you're gay, non-binary, Asian, black, Mexican, a woodland nymph. He doesn't see identity. The kids are there. He goes, this is what's going to happen. He's great with kids because he's kind of great with people. He's
not
one-on-one
great
and
with
in
kids.
groups. And if you don't like him,
They all look at him and they're confused. He's great with kids. Let's see the Epstein files.
I don't care. But why do you care that I like him? That's the key to all this. We talk about these, fractious relationships, but
wow.
I'm okay with you hating Trump. Why aren't you okay with me liking him? If you could just look in the mirror and answer that question.
He's reading. Someone wrote these jokes for him, and they're not even jokes. He can't just talk off the fly.
Liberals, you would feel so much better. Why does it bother you that people like Trump? Perhaps there's a large role in your dissatisfaction. It might be your own personal resentments. You may play a large role emotionally in how you feel about Trump. Maybe if you get over that, you'll spend less time and effort being so miserable.
Do you have an answer to that, Jessica?
Why do I care that you like him?
I don't think she cares.
I mean, do you have a theory about why liberals care so much that other people like Trump?
Because he's like a completely morally bankrupt person that's
But why should you care that I like him?
Because it's a reflection on you, who you are, and it speaks volumes about how easily manipulated people are, how ugly people are, how horrible people are. Even their reaction to what he said to kids is morally bankrupt and inexcusable. It's abusive.
Accepted that you like him, but I think it's hard for people when they care about someone.
Whoa.
To say,
This is the
what
perfect
about
thing. Why do they care? Tell me why. What's underneath?
Well, care leads to voting, and then voting leads to bad policies
Why can
that
I
make
not be
life
a friend
harder
of yours
for.
if you like Trump?
If he was your friend, I'd be much more chill about it. But because you like him, he's my president.
Well, I think she's misdiagnosed it. It has nothing to do with morality.
Of course it does.
Care
It has
about
everything to do.
morality.
Of course we do.
Your party doesn't support standards of morality.
Right. What?
Anything. You can do drugs, you can be homeless, you can hit people, rape people, let other murderers into the country. You can do all.
Excuse me? Have you read the Epstein files? Where the fuck are the redacted Epstein, the unredacted Epstein files? Your so-called president is a convicted felon, a tax cheat, a draft dodger, with a history of sexual assault, an adjudicated rapist, who sent a mob to defecate and urinate in the halls of the Capitol. He's a pathological liar who started a war of choice and convenience to distract from the fact that he's all over the Epstein files committing crimes against children.
things. They don't judge.
They're going to let the son of Sam.
You
You're going to let the son of Sam out of jail. The son of Sam. Come on.
You guys apologize to a guy who tried to shoot the president.
Keep the son of Sam.
Your morality.
Judge said that.
Don't talk to morality. Don't talk to Bill Clinton about morality.
You guys got evangelicals to support a guy who has cheated on every single wife that he's had.
But who cares if I like him?
I said I don't care. I haven't
Nobody
said
cares about
Why do your peers? Why do you? I'm doing it, Scott Jennings. Get your finger out of my face. Why do liberals care that we like him? It's because they cannot get themselves emotionally out of the way. And it bothers them. They know that they might be wrong.
No.
The sunk cost of hating somebody
It's because it
rips
has a
you
left
apart.
world consequences.
Not everybody
Because
thinks
people
that
say,
way.
Oh, I don't.
We don't walk around and go, what's the polling say?
So clearly, he is a fucking intellectual dullard. Nobody thinks like that. Not everybody thinks. He's just voting for somebody because he thinks he's cool. He likes the racism. He likes the douchebaggery. He likes the bro culture. He likes the phony tough talk. He has no ability to connect it to actual life policies, what it does to people. It's not his abhorrent personality. It's that the morally bankrupt, bottomless pit of need and greed and corruption turns into pain and suffering and horror for the rest of us. All over the world, people look at America. They're disgusted. Look at this fucking idiot. Can't believe it. You know, it's so fucking annoying that this fucking piece of shit has to, you know, I gotta say, please become a patron. This fucker's making millions. Being a dick. Without a clue. Who's gonna sit there and read? He's reading off of a list of jokes that somebody wrote for him. He can't even talk. Just talk. He's like, why is it that liberals care?
About, then why are we looking at any video of Obama? What do you care?
Right.
That suit was fly, and just let him have his stupid museum.
I like the suit.
You did not. You definitely.
I love the
fist
suit.
Jabs
I own a tan suit. Darn it.
You did not criticize him for that at the podium.
I wasn't even on the 5 back then.
What we just witnessed is the classic Fox News deflection strategy collapsing in real time over and over again. This entire segment is a masterclass in how right-wing media attempts to construct an alternate reality and how easily that reality shatters the second actual facts are introduced into the conversation. It started with Jesse Waters and Dana Perino desperately trying to spin a few local deep red primary victories in Indiana into proof of a massive MAGA tidal wave. But as Jessica Tarloff illustrates, the ecosystem in court with hard right justices.
Is that it?
Party to a man who has serially cheated on every single wife he has ever had.
Wow. That woman, Jessica Tarlov, is my hero. Really, I don't know how she does it, how she puts up with these douchebags. Jesse Waters, his own mother doesn't want him around her house at Christmas time, so that says everything. They're just horrible people. They're all horrible garbage people. Why do you care? You see, it's above their heads. This just like the America. I always say the America thingy is way over their heads. It is. So is decency. So is morality. So is democracy. So is unity. So is the general welfare. All of it. Everything that makes life worth living, everything that actually makes America great is way over their heads. And it's useless to explain it to them because they don't want to hear it. Not only that, they're incapable of hearing it. Like Trump, you could never explain anything to him. You explain love to somebody. He thinks love is a trophy wife who he can grab by the pussy whenever he wants to stick his smaller than average, whatever the fuck that is, in something to make him feel good, right? Because, he needs that It's not love. You think him and Melania are whispering sweet nothings in each other's ears? Please, they don't even sleep in the same bedroom. We saw that in that fucking movie, that Bribe movie. They retired to separate bedrooms. Now, imagine what the Trumpanzees, what the maggots on the 5 would do if we had a video of Michelle and Barack and they retired to separate bedrooms. Right? They would never shut up. It's just such indecency. They're so horrible. They're garbage people. All of them. Look at this fucking idiot. And Fox News is, oh God, I can't. When will it end? Fox News is part of this swill that gave us this monster. But so is the rest of the corporate media. I mean, Fox News is just the worst of them all, but every other corporate media outlet contributed to it. Fox is just more overt. But the fact that every other media outlet falls down on the job, like when they're talking about they were talking about bringing back the physical fitness test. Did anybody mention why it was discontinued? Oh, we all get a participation trophy. It wasn't about a participation trophy, you fucking dullards. They didn't get a participation trophy. They got a personalized health plan, you piece of shit. They didn't have to do push-ups in front of everyone so they can get mocked and bullied and abused. The words that described the physical fitness test were dread, stress, bullying, and even the teachers wanted to do away with it. The teachers dreaded it because then they had to deal with it. They had to deal with the abuse and the bullying. I'd like to see Trader Trump do a push-up. Fucking bone spur piece of shit. Ah, shit. Just dropped something. All right, guys, that's the end of the show. I gotta go. I need to sleep. I need to get unconscious. I lowered the music, so you didn't hear it, but it's over. It's over. Yes, it's over. The show is over. All right. Go home. Go home. Listen, listen, listen. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Tell your friends. Share the show with your friends. And we'll have a show on Tuesday. We got, guess who's coming on the show in a couple of weeks? Olivia Troy. Can you believe it? And she's coming on this show. Tarabuster. Little old Tarabuster. So that's good. Who else is coming on? I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, Bella's coming on Tuesday. Bella with a Z. She's coming on. That'll be fun. And, of course, we'll have Andrea back. Andrea's always fun on the show. Andrea from House Spark Show. You guys know her and love her, as I do. And, yeah. I will get Mike Malloy on the show, hopefully soon. And Roxanne Kincaid. Yes, where's Mike Malloy? I'm trying to nail him down. So. All right, listen, I'm tired. I gotta go. I got shit to do still, and I want to go to sleep. So, because when I get unconscious, there's no Republicans in my dreams. They're only in my nightmares and my daymares. And Poppy, of course. How can I forget Poppy? Can't forget Poppy Champlin. So, you know what to do. Become a patron, subscribe to my Substack. If you can, join, you know. I need financial support to keep the show going and growing. And Charlie from APS Radio News can't do it alone, even though he tries. And thank you, Susie, for being a member at the Booty Boo level for 7 months. Wow. We are better together, Tara. That's the truth. And thank you, JD Christie, for being a member at the Booty Boo level for 7 months. That's great. Thank you. Grunchfelch is an incredible turd. Yes, he is. What a horror. Look at that fucking stupid face. I don't get it. Why do people like him? It's weird. But when he asks, why do you care that I like him? Well, it's a moral failing. I don't care in particular. If I knew you and you're like, I'm a big Trump fan, if I had to endure you, you know, I would just be like, okay, whatever, ignore it. Just like I have to, on occasion, interact with people that I know voted for Trump. I'm not, like, you know, always talking about it. You just have to put it in the back of your mind. If you have to deal with somebody that voted for Trump, it's fine. We're not talking about that right now. But these are colleagues here, and that's what they discuss. They're discussing politics. And but the thing is, he asks this question, but he seems, like all Trumpanzees, to not really care what the answer is, or to give her a minute to answer it so he could truly understand it. But that, because asking, he's trying to trigger her, because that's all they have, and he really doesn't care to hear the answer. He doesn't want to understand. Intellectual curiosity is not a Trumpanzee strong point, and he doesn't want to absorb new information, and he certainly isn't going to look at himself. If somebody holds a mirror to him and says, you know, Trump, when normal people find out that somebody voted for Trump, we immediately, you sink lower in our eyes because it is a moral failing. It's like supporting, I don't know, Ted Bundy. It's like Hitler, right? People who voted for Hitler, you look at that and you are, shame on you. That's a universally held opinion, I would say. So same with Trump. One day that will be a universally held opinion, and I wonder, we'll have to roll back the tape to when Greg Gutfeld was gung-ho, although he'll deny it. I wasn't really, and then you'll have to look at his paper, his little paper of scraps and jokes. Supposed jokes. Somebody wrote some jokes down. What are you reading? I mean, what a dullard. You just interact. You know, isn't that what they pay you for? But he can't. So, all right. Guys, thank you for hanging out on our Friday night Tarabusters. Keeping it real, keeping it real. And remember, Tuesday we'll have Bella with a Z on. In the meantime, stay safe, stay awesome. Subscribe to my Substack, subscribe to the Political Voices Network, and become a patron, patreon.com. Keep the show going and growing. Got to get those numbers up, hopefully. I don't know, one of these days. We will win. We're on the right side of history. Thank you for hanging out, guys. Thank you, Charlie, APS Radio News. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you, Jim, for being a moderator. Thank you, Redfoot, for being a moderator. Thank you, Susie, for being a moderator. Keeping us safe in the chat. Thank you, Andrea, for being a moderator on Twitch. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin, not Robert Paulson. My name is Tara Devlin. I will see you soon. Love you guys. See you soon.